Hi guys, so today I shall be talking about oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve, and here is the graphical representation of the same. So you can see on the y-axis you can see it is saying percentage saturation of hemoglobin with oxygen, and on the x-axis it is saying partial pressure of oxygen obviously in the arteries. And here is the curve which is called as sigmoid curve or S curve. So why do we need this graph? Well, there are certain factors which shifts the curve towards right and which shift the this curve towards left. So basically what does it mean when we say the shifting of curve towards right? Well, this is an example of shifting of curve towards right, obviously, because you can see this is the curve and the curve is shifted alright towards right. You can also remember is that it as like this is right shift, and as the arrow represent there is drop, and the drop is in affinity of oxygen that RBC has. So in simpler term, what does it mean? It means the RBC, whenever the curve is shifted towards right, it means that now RBC is readily releasing or not holding oxygen within it, and it's readily supplying the oxygen to the tissues or the cells which need it. Alright, and whenever we say the curve is shifted towards left, it means the affinity has increased as the arrow goes up in upward direction, as you can see here. So it means increase in affinity of oxygen that RBC has. Alright, so this is basically, in the nutshell, this is the thing of right and leftward shift. Okay, to explain you further or to give you a concept regarding the same, I'll just plot a graph here, like a simple graph. So you can see, for example, the partial pressure of oxygen is 40. If we will go upwards, so here in normal circumstances the oxygen saturation in the RBC will be about 75%. Alright, so it means the RBC is holding the oxygen and is not releasing it readily, or we can say this is the affinity of oxygen that RBC has. Alright, so now if we say the curve is shifted towards right, now we will let's plot the graph with respect to this white curve here. So this will be the point. Now if we will plot it like this, so now you can see the concentration of oxygen has been dropped from 75% to 50%. Similarly, in the yellow curve, which is representing the left shift, you can see now the concentration has been increased till about 97%. Alright, and this is with respect to the same 40% partial pressure, or 40 mmHg rather, partial pressure of oxygen. So this is just to give you a concept. Right now I'm here to talk about the factors and how do you remember these factors which will manipulate this curve shifting. Alright, so let's start with rightward shift. Right shift, and I hope now you know what right shift actually means. So basically this means low affinity towards oxygen, or you can say RBC is readily releasing or providing oxygen to the organs. Alright, so what are the factors now? Let's put them one by one. So first of all, it will be partial pressure of CO2. Alright, so partial pressure of CO2, whenever the partial pressure of CO2 will increase in our arteries, there will be a rightward shift because obviously when there is increase in carbon dioxide, our tissue will need oxygen. So for tissues to get oxygen from the RBC has to reduce its affinity so that it can release oxygen. All right, so now first factor is partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Another one will be H plus, increase in H plus ions, or you can call it rather acidity. Whenever it increase, the curve will shift. Similarly, temperature will increase, which will lead to, actually increase in temperature will weaken the bonds between the iron, hemoglobin and oxygen, which will decrease the affinity. And another one will be 2,3 DPG. Well, this is an organophosphate that is present inside our RBC, and whenever it increases in the cell, it kinds of decreases the affinity. All right, you can remember it like that only. And exercise also, whenever we do exercise, the affinity is decreased. So basically, what does it mean, like the affinity is increasing or decreasing? Basically, there are two states of hemoglobin or RBC, you can say. These are R state and T state. T state being the tense state and R state being the relaxed. So what happens in intense state? There is low affinity, and similarly here will be high affinity. So whenever there is tense situation, or like your tissue needs oxygen, or you are in some kind of activity or something like that, so the RBC should decrease its affinity for oxygen so that the tissue gets oxygen. And similarly, in relaxed state, when there is not much needed oxygen in our tissues, the RBC will hold the oxygen. And why does it hold? It holds the oxygen for further tense states. Maybe it's a kind of reservoir, you can remember it like this. It will act as a reserve for oxygen, all right, in the blood. Okay, so this is the relaxed and tense state. Okay, now let's come back here. So basically these are the factors. I hope well, there is a mnemonic to remember all these factors. I'll just jot that down here also. That will be cadet, turn right. All right, so this is the mnemonic: C for CO2, A for acidity, D for 2,3 DPG, E for exercise, and T for temperature. And all of these factors, whenever they increase, the curve will shift towards right. All right, so basically this is a kind of mnemonic. If you are a fan of mnemonics, you can remember this cadet turn right mnemonic. Otherwise, what helps me to remember this shifting of curve is basically the only factor here, exercise. So whenever I exercise, first of all, there is my muscles need oxygen, okay, for the metabolism. So there is a need of oxygen because there is increase of CO2, all right, because every time you are heavily doing exercise and then you are panting later, so it means you are hyperventilating and your body needs oxygen. So for exercise, this factor is first of all like kind of, you can correlate these factors with exercise only. So then acidity, I have remembered it like this: whenever I exercise, like vigorous exercise, there is lactic acid secretion in the muscles and that will cause cramp obviously. So from that I have remembered acidity. And then whenever I work hard, the body temperature rises, right? So temperature rises. And 2,3 DPG, you can just remember it like this. I haven't made any correlation of this with the exercise, so just remember it, increase. Okay, so these are the factors that will make the curve shift towards right. Well, if this is the sorry, I'll just remove it. So basically these are the factors that will shift the curve towards right. And similarly, the reverse of these factors, if the CO2 is dropped, all right, CO2 is dropped, no acidity, or maybe alkaline, okay, the alkalosis is there, drop in temperature, drop in dpg, and no exercise or resting, the curve will shift to left, which means the rbc will hold the oxygen, or you can say it will have more affinity for oxygen. So these are the factors basically that will come in your questions or in your college exams. So what is else to talk about? Now there is one more thing to talk about, that is fetal hemoglobin. So in fetal hemoglobin has more affinity for oxygen. When there is more affinity, obviously the curve will shift towards left. Okay, so anything else if I could remind of is if there is poisoning, okay, carbon monoxide poisoning, all right, if there is carbon monoxide poisoning, we all know carbon monoxide has like more than 100 times more affinity, like the rbc has more than 100 times affinity for carbon monoxide than of oxygen. So whenever there is carbon monoxide trapping in rbc, the affinity for O2 also increases. Well, not affinity, I will say, like for example there are 4 spaces, so carbon monoxide has occupied these spaces, now oxygen has occupied this space, so the rbc itself will try to not lose this oxygen and it will kind of trap it. So basically that is kind of like, we can call it high affinity. All right, so this is the another thing. And about the rest, let me check if I have missed anything. uh, done. Okay, so basically I have talked all about everything, I guess. So now I don't know what is the technical error behind it. I just lost what I had written in the previous slide. So basically it's guys, so this was a brief lecture about oxygen dissociation curve. So basically this is a trick to remember it, so you can rewind it again and understand it again, just but try to read the complete concept behind it. Okay, so this was just a trick to remember all of this. So thank you guys, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you, bye.